Can I ask you something today? Something a little deep? Is there something you are still holding? Maybe it is a memory that comes back to you in the middle of the night. A conversation that didn't end well. A person who left. A version of yourself that you lost somewhere along the way. Maybe it is an old hurt that you smile over during the day, but feel quietly in your chest when the house is silent. Maybe it is a dream you let go of, but not really, because it still whispers to you sometimes when you're not expecting it. We carry so much, don't we? We carry old words that people said to us, words that were not kind, words we never asked for, but somehow we picked up and never put down. We carry the weight of things we cannot change. Old decisions, old mistakes, old versions of people we used to love. And we walk through our days with all of this in our arms, trying to smile, trying to move forward, trying to live. But it is so heavy. Today, we are going to talk about one of the most powerful and most difficult things a human being can do. We are going to talk about the art of letting go. Hello, friend. I'm Kira, and I'm so glad you found your way here today. I want to tell you a story. A few years ago, I had a very dear friendship that slowly, painfully fell apart. There was no big argument, no dramatic ending, just a slow, quiet pulling away, like a tide going out that never comes back. I spent months trying to understand what went wrong. I replayed every conversation. I reread old messages. I asked myself over and over, what did I do? What could I have done differently? Was I not enough? I held on to that friendship like a bird holds onto a branch in a storm. I held on so tightly that my hands began to ache. And here is what I noticed. While I was holding on to that pain, I wasn't present in my own life. I was sitting at dinners but not tasting the food. I was talking to people but not really hearing them. I was watching sunsets but not seeing the colors. The grief of holding on was taking up all the space inside me. One afternoon, I was walking near a river. I picked up a smooth stone from the bank. It fit perfectly in my palm. At first, it felt nice, solid, safe, something to hold. But I kept walking, and after a while, that stone felt heavier. My arm grew tired, my fingers cramped. I looked at the stone. It was just a stone. It was not good or bad. It didn't know I was carrying it. It didn't ask to be carried. I walked to the edge of the river, and I let it go. I watched it fall into the water. There was a small sound, a soft splash, and then the river just kept flowing, as if nothing had happened. And standing there, watching that water move forward, I realized the river never holds on to anything. It just keeps going. It carries things gently, and then it releases them. And it is beautiful because of that. That was the day I began to understand what letting go really means. So, what exactly are we letting go of? Let's think about this carefully, because let go is something people say very easily, but it is not always clear what it means in real life. Letting go is not the same as forgetting. You do not have to erase the memory of a person who hurt you. You do not have to pretend a painful season of your life never happened. The memories are part of you. They shaped you. They taught you things you needed to know. Letting go simply means you stop giving that memory the power to direct your present day. Think of it like this. Imagine you are watching a very sad movie. The movie ends. The screen goes dark. You can still remember the movie. You can still feel moved by it, but you don't stay sitting in that dark cinema forever, waiting for it to play again. You stand up, you walk out, you step back into the sunlight. Letting go is walking out of the cinema. There are many things we hold on to without realizing it. We hold on to identities, the story of who we are that we built a long time ago, even if that story no longer fits. Maybe you have been telling yourself for years, I am not a confident person, or I always fail when things get hard, or I am the kind of person who is never chosen. These stories feel true because we have repeated them so many times, but they are just stones in your hand, old, smooth stones from rivers you no longer live beside. We hold on to expectations, the picture of how our life was supposed to look by now. Maybe you thought you would be further ahead. Maybe you imagined a different kind of love, a different kind of home, a different kind of self. And every day you hold the real life in one hand and the imagined life in the other, and you feel the gap between them like a quiet ache. We hold on to people, not the people themselves, but the version of them we needed them to be. The parent who was going to say sorry, the friend who was going to come back, the partner who was going to finally understand. We wait, we hold, we hope. And in the waiting, we miss the people who are actually here. We replay the painful moment so many times that we begin to live inside it. We stop being in the present. We become visitors in our own lives, always spending most of our time in the past. And there is something else that makes letting go hard. It feels like losing. When we let go of a person, it can feel like we are saying the relationship didn't matter. When we let go of a dream, it can feel like giving up. When we let go of our anger at someone who hurt us, it can feel like we are excusing what they did. But none of this is true. Letting go is not saying that the thing didn't matter. It is saying, this mattered. I honor it. And now I am choosing to continue walking. So, why is letting go so difficult? Our minds are designed to hold on. From the very beginning, we learned that holding on means safety. Hold the hand of the person you love so they don't disappear. Hold the memory of a warm meal when you are hungry. Hold the map so you don't get lost. Holding on is how we survived. But in our emotional lives, this same instinct can trap us. When we experience pain, our brains mark that memory as important, as something to remember so we can avoid it next time. It replays it. It examines it from every angle, like a scientist studying a difficult problem. This is our brain trying to protect us. But sometimes, the protection becomes a prison. Let me offer you a picture. Imagine you are hiking through a beautiful forest. The trees are tall, the air smells like rain and earth and green growing things. Along the path, you find things you want to keep. A beautiful feather, a smooth stone, a pine cone, a dried flower, a piece of bark with an interesting pattern. One by one, you put them in your backpack. At first, your bag feels full of treasure, full of meaning. You feel rich. But as you keep walking, the bag gets heavier. Your shoulders begin to ache. Your steps become slower. The beautiful forest is still all around you, but you can't enjoy it anymore because all your energy is going into carrying the bag. You have two choices. You can keep walking, slower and slower, unable to look up at the trees because you are too focused on carrying your weight. Or you can stop. You can open the bag. You can look at each thing with gratitude. Thank you for what you taught me. Thank you for the moment we shared. And you can gently set it down by the side of the path. Not in anger, not in forgetting, just in peace. And then you stand up, and the forest is still beautiful, and you are free to walk through it again. That is letting go. Here is something I want you to know. Letting go is rarely one moment. We see it in movies as a dramatic scene. Someone standing on a cliff, crying, and then suddenly, they are free. They smile. The music swells. Everything is better. But real life is much gentler and much slower than that. Letting go is more like learning to play a musical instrument. You practice a little every day. Some days, you play beautifully. Other days, your fingers feel clumsy and the notes come out wrong. But you keep practicing. You might let go of something on a Monday and then find yourself holding it again on a Thursday. That is not failure. That is human. Gently take it, gently put it down again. No judgment, no shame. Like a river, just keep flowing. So how do we begin? How do we actually practice the art of letting go in our daily lives? The first step is simply to notice what you are carrying. Many of us hold things for so long that we forget we are holding them. The weight becomes so familiar that it just feels like who we are. Take a quiet moment today, just a few minutes, and ask yourself, what am I carrying right now that is making me tired? You don't have to solve it today. You just have to see it. The simple act of seeing something clearly has a kind of magic. When you hold something in the dark, it feels enormous. When you bring it into the light and look at it honestly, it often becomes smaller. The second step is to practice gratitude for the thing, not just grief. This might feel strange, but think about it. If a person hurt you, they also in some way taught you something about yourself, about what you need, about what you will not accept again. If a dream didn't come true, it pointed you somewhere. It showed you that you have desires, that you have hope, that you are someone who dares to want things. There is always something to thank, even in pain. And when you can find gratitude alongside the grief, the grip loosens a little. The third step is to make space for what is here now. Letting go is not emptying yourself, it is making room. When you release an old hurt, you are creating space for new peace. When you release an old identity, you are making room for a truer version of yourself to step forward. Nature shows us this beautifully. Every autumn, the trees release their leaves. All those bright, beautiful leaves fall to the ground. And for a while, the tree looks bare, empty. It might seem sad to look at a tree in winter, all those branches reaching up with nothing on them, but the tree is not sad. The tree is resting. The tree is preparing. And in spring, something new and fresh and green begins to grow. You are that tree. Your letting go is not an ending. It is your own kind of winter, necessary, quiet, full of secret preparation. I want to speak directly to you for a moment. If someone hurt you very deeply, if someone left without explanation, if someone broke your trust, if someone made you feel like you were too much or not enough, letting go does not mean they were right. It does not mean what they did was acceptable. It means you are choosing to stop letting their actions live rent-free in your heart. You are choosing to take back the space they were occupying. You are saying, what happened to me does not get to define where I am going. That is not weakness. That is one of the most powerful decisions a person can make.
Forgiveness, when it comes, is not a gift you give to the person who hurt you. It is a gift you give to yourself. It is the key that unlocks the room you have been trapped in. You deserve to be free. Before we close today, I want to give you one small practice to carry with you. Tonight, find a quiet moment. It doesn't have to be long, just a few minutes. Sit somewhere comfortable. Close your eyes if that feels right. Think of one thing you have been holding. Just one. Maybe it is a worry about the future. Maybe it is an old memory. Maybe it is a version of yourself that you are still grieving. Hold it in your mind. Let yourself feel whatever is there. Sadness, anger, longing. You don't have to push it away. And then, very gently, imagine yourself setting it down. Like setting a stone on the edge of a river. Like releasing a breath you have been holding for a very long time. You don't have to be done with it forever. You just have to put it down for tonight. Say quietly to yourself, I am allowed to put this down. I am allowed to rest. As we come to the end of our time together today, let me remind you of what we have shared. We talked about the things we carry. Old pains, old stories, old expectations, and old grief. We learned that letting go is not forgetting, and it is not weakness. It is walking out of the cinema. It is setting down the stone by the river. It is the tree releasing its leaves in autumn so that spring can come. We learned that letting go is a practice, slow, patient, and full of grace. That you can let go on Monday and hold on again on Thursday. And that is simply human. And we remembered that inside every act of letting go, there is a gift. More space, more peace, more room for the life that is trying to reach you right now. If you take only one thing from today, let it be this. You are allowed to put things down. You are not a museum meant to keep every painful thing perfectly preserved behind glass. You are a living, growing, breathing person, and you are allowed to travel lighter. The river keeps moving. The tree keeps growing. And so do you. I am so proud of you for being here today, for choosing, in the middle of whatever your life looks like right now, to spend this time with yourself. That is not a small thing. That is beautiful. Thank you for being here, and I can't wait to continue this journey with you. And if this lesson gave you something useful, I'd love it if you tap like and subscribe to the channel. It helps you stay connected, and it also helps this little learning community grow. Every click really does make a difference. Goodbye for now, friend.